Okay, let's do this. Everyone's in bed. Did a little cleaning. Not too much cleaning. We had a tree fall down and it destroyed the front yard, but missed the. We have these above ground sprinklers, these rods that sprinkle. It was like right next to all the sprinklers. It didn't hit it, it dropped perfectly. There's a little trench in my yard because the thing was heavy and it got a little bit in my carport, driveway. And I broke off. It was rotten out. So I broke off some of the top pieces enough for us to get around. This morning, bzz, 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 chopped it up, stump, cannot get out. Hello, Games Freak. Cannot get the stump out. Sawed it in a million pieces. It wouldn't come out. Got my buddy got ropes around it and tried to tie it to his hitch and tried to pull it. The rope snapped. So it's kind of, but the roots are all out. They're excellent stories. I know that. Spoilers. I knew the answer. But anyway, pulled roots out. And so there could be roots on the other end because it's like lifted over this way. But boy, howdy, did we saw through those things. And my nephew came over. I was picking them up for, the tree kind of just gets narrower the top you go. So the first couple of logs I could do it myself. I tried picking up one of the middle logs. I was going, I can't do this anymore. So I called my nephew over and he started helping me. We were getting it. And then I was splitting them into 4 feet logs. And then we went to 3 feet logs when he got to the base. Cause the base is getting bigger and bigger. Should have been 2 feet logs. Those things are freaking heavy and covered with ants. The bark would come off as crawling ants. We got eaten up. Oh, you can't see. There's ant bites everywhere on me. What happened there? They were hard bites too. Hard bites. I'm right by my Wi-Fi. Why is my Wi-Fi so bad? That is so weird. Wi-Fi is that bad? We've had issues with the internet here lately. It's been awful. And I got a new faster program. Anyway, what was I going to say? So chopped up. We're getting to the last big log, right? Ahoy, Alan. And we lift it up. And we have done like 3 loads by now. And these last few are just super heavy. So I throw that one on there and suddenly I start to black out. And I grab the edge of the truck and I went, hold on one moment. Just give me a minute. Cause I was like trying to get try not to pass out. And my nephew goes, yeah, I need to wait too. He started to pass out. Well, then he started throwing up. He couldn't stop throwing up. And I said, okay, just got a little heat exhaustion. We're a little overworked here because we've been slamming these tree logs on the cart and throwing them out into the pile. And I said, let's just give ourselves a break. And I got him some water. And I said, dude, you need to, I said, you just pause. And so I jumped up in the truck, started rolling them to the edge, picked them up myself. Now, remember, to get them in there, it needed 2 of us. I'm hurt. This is where I got eaten up by ants. Because, that first barrel, I was everywhere. And but I picked some rats. I don't know what's going on with the internet here, but I kind of hugged it and then I dropped it and had to brush off all the ants. And each one was super heavy. And then I was exhausted and we must have sat there for like 30 to 45 minutes in my house. I turned down the AC super low, had the fan going. We're both downing. I downed a whole thing of water. It was an adventure to be sure, but I am worn out. And plus tomorrow, like my heel hurts. I don't know why. Maybe, jumping down from the truck with a log, maybe I slammed down. I probably bruised my heel. My legs hurt and they're really hurt tomorrow. They're going to be super sore. I did lift with my legs, not with my back, but I bet my back's going to kill me too. I also know, I don't know if I've ever said this before, but I have to have Claritin every day because I have this, I'm just allergic to the world. So I have to have Claritin. And if I don't, I start itching all over. So my sister said, well, get local honey, because the bees get from the pollen and everything, and that may make you immune. So the last time I took Claritin was yesterday. And so usually at night, this time at night, I'm starting to itch all over. I'm not. And let me tell you something. I love honey. I love local honey. Haven't had local honey in a few years. So maybe it's the cure. I don't know. I'm not taking Claritin tomorrow. We're going to see how long this lasts. Definitely after 2 days, I'll start feeling, without taking it, I'll start feeling it usually. But I had 16 spoonfuls, way more than the doctor ordered, but local honey is good. And then had about 4 or 5 today. So yeah, we'll see how that works out. But yeah, after that, the day, because there was a big storm that came by yesterday, the day was supposed to be cleaning up the entire house, and now only a portion got cleaned. And we went and celebrated. Went to Freddy's. Freddy's State Burgers ice cream. The guy was super nice. Gave me chips and fries, even though I couldn't make up my mind. I said, just give me the fries. He went, I'll give you both. And he said, I won't charge you. And then he said, what fry dip do you want? I went, I guess the spicy. He said, have you never been here? I said, no. He went, I'll give you our regular fry sauce, which is like Chick-fil-A sauce, our spicy fry sauce, which ended up being the worst. And I usually love spicy, but that was the worst. Smoky fry sauce. And that was good too. So I got 3 sauces. They have the straw potato fries, which I love. And it was really good. I even got a mini custard, which I didn't get to eat it. I kind of had to drink it because when we got home, and everything was kind of lukewarm, not their fault, because when we got home, my little girl started throwing up. She was like, yeah. And my daughters my twin daughters had their birthday today. And I think she just swallowed that cake whole because there was like icing coming out. I think she just was, I think she made herself sick on cake because it was all pink. It was a pink cake. And there was like globs of icing that were just coming up. So is it okay? Yeah, I don't know what's going on right now. We had a storm. And I don't know if there's something up with the internet, but there's obvious, and I'm right. This is the Wi-Fi right here. And it's all green. So I don't know what's going on, but we just had a storm. So maybe that's the problem right now. Either way, and I'm right by the router. So that's even the worst thing about it too. What was I saying? So she didn't feel well. So I had to stop, take care of her, cleaned up the floor. I didn't clean out. She puked in the driveway, but I didn't clean that. And the carport, but I didn't clean that out. My wife would be like, what's that? It didn't have chunks, though. That one didn't have chunks. The rest of them started doing chunks. But then she felt better. I gave her some grape soda. She sipped on it. She passed out. And then her brother passed out right behind her. And then when I started cleaning. Then I remembered my little concrete ice cream. And I went back to get it. Basically had to drink it. That's okay though. That's okay. The burger was really good and everything. So that was my day. Clean up, go to a birthday party, then take care of a sick girl. So after I thought the night was going to be good. Obscure character sugar or Limelight. Platt O'Keefe from West End Games. There's one you haven't heard in a while. Platt O'Keefe, really cool. Really wish there were more stories about her. Covered in ant bites. Just my forearms. You can't see them now. They've gone down. I mean, you can. I know you can't. You see a little bit of bites there, but I mean, boy, they hurt. I don't know. Maybe I haven't been bit by an ant in a while, but I was like, ow. And it happened because after I took out the first one, my nephew wasn't doing good. Like he kept throwing up. I said, dude, do you need water now? He's like, yeah. Cause I was over my little fainting spell. I'm done. I'm good. He goes, yeah. And I was like, okay. I was worn out after, come on, man. After getting that big log, I was worn out. And there's obviously the storm did something to the internet here. The storm from last night. So there's nothing I can do, folks, but in the stream early if it gets too annoying. But anyway, I was covered in ants and didn't know it. And then they started crawling, you know, I was wearing short sleeves. They started crawling down. I guess they were crawling all over me, and I brushed them off everywhere. But I was trying to give my nephew the water. I was like, ow, 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 ow. Take it. Started brushing off all the ants on me because I forgot I lifted that log on top of me. I'll feel that tomorrow. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, everyone has some good ones there. Yeah, that's nice. Let me see. Haven't read anything lately, but am about to start on something soon. So that's what I'm going to be. And I may go ahead and get a jump start on some of those West End game stuff, because that's going to be the next thing I'm going to cover toward the end of the year. And if I get a head start on it, I'll be plenty ahead. If I tried to find the base cop, there's a fantasy novel trilogy I was going to want to read. My parents had it, but one of my brothers took it, I guess, and they don't have it anymore. So, I guess it's going to go straight into the West End game stuff. I will say this. I went to see Grease. My wife is directing Grease, and the show was really well. Someone knew me from my vampire role, so they called me Count Varney. That was always nice. And I happened to have my backpack on me, so I have the teeth are in the backpack, so I could just pop those suckers in. I should have gotten the teeth today. That'd have been great, just to have my talk with my vampire teeth. Did ever watch Mel Gibson? The Paper? Oh yeah, it is good. It is really good. A movie I just finished is Hell of a Summer. I don't know. I can't remember what streaming service it's on. It was pretty fun. It was better than I remembered. So let's see. Portier, the Vongre screwed her head in Conquest, read except for the Essential Guide to Warfare's Bergère is diabolical. Yep. You're reading it for the first time, right, Nazo? It's a really good story. And you kind of feel her pain and why. Oh, excuse me. I didn't sleep well last night because my son got in bed with me. And then our little girl got in bed, and she likes to snuggle, like be right up next to you. And I couldn't move all night, and my back hurt because when I was just kind of, I don't know, laying flat against her and laying up against the edge because, you know, trying to fit that many people in a bed. And I was like, get back. And I kept pushing her, get back, you know, but I had the worst problem sleeping. So, and I just laid there. It was like 7:30 and they're all screaming. My wife's like, be quiet. Your daddy's trying to sleep. Dude, you're yelling and you're right there. I don't know how that's going to keep me to sleep. Hey, Justin, how's it going? Yeah, Legacy of the Force is a great series too. Great series too. But what was I going to say? I don't recall. Oh yeah, Hell of a Summer. I saw Hell of a Summer. It's been a tiresome day. Like I wanted to take a nap, but by the time we finished, I took a shower. I was worn out, and then I noticed it was 30 minutes till the birthday party. I didn't have anything to eat. I got something to eat real quick, and then took the kids with me to my bigger girls. I have two sets of twins, and the oldest set went to their birthday, and the youngest set took them back home. We got home from the birthday party. I fed them. I had to go get some groceries. Taking kids to groceries is atrocious. So it took way longer. And it was like 7:30, 7:40 when I finally got to eat. And I picked up the meal like at 7:10, which is why everything was lukewarm, but it was good. It was fine. But like I said, I would have eaten it. I would have eaten it about 15 minutes earlier if my little girl hadn't gotten sick. And like I said, to her credit, she told me, Daddy, I feel well. I was like, we're going to the grocery store. I don't care how you feel. But then she was fine. But kids, kids don't know. They don't know these feelings. Oh, Australians here. Yes. Sorry, May the 4th in Australia. Justin, I'm glad to hear you say this. However, it's New Jedi Order by leaps and bounds for me. But I will admit, I think Legacy of the Force is probably my second favorite, and a respectable second. And the novel that clinches it, even though they're all great, but the novel that really shines, of course, is Invincible. It's a fantastic ending. It's a fantastic ending. They really nail the endings on all of those, New Jedi Order, Legacy of the Force, and Fate of the Jedi. I really feel they nail all the endings. Really, and that's important. Yeah, I keep wanting to go to sleep. I know. I'm sorry. Yes, the joy of kids. Yeah. Yeah, I'm open. Oh, I found out I'm not getting paid for my dinner theater. I found out I'm not getting paid for it. So it's all right. They're not getting I told them, yeah, they're not getting a dinner theater. I wasn't being mean. I said, that's all right. I can't write the dinner theater anyway, but you owe me. They owe me they can't use another dinner theater until they pay me. So they won't come looking again for about another year or so. They're going to be shocked. Like, they didn't pay you? No, they never did. But they got me off the hook from writing the one I was, and I can kind of start on the other one. But the thing is, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do anymore right now. Theater. Don't want to do it. There was a push to get me back on the board last night as president too. But Justin, I should be available. Those are fun. Those are fun. But if it's the week after next, so not next week, the week after next, no, it's that'll be good. That'll be good. I was gonna say I will not be able to stay for the whole thing, Justin, because you go late, and usually that's fine. But starting next week, I have an early time. My schedule's shifting early because I'm having to shift it, which it happens every blue moon, but it's going to be some early mornings the next 2 weeks. But I'd love to join, as always. You're starting to start a friend. All he knows is Clone Wars. We're starting chronological on the approaching storm. No, you're not. The approaching storm is awful. Don't do that. If he likes the Clone Wars, try something like Yoda Dark Rendezvous or the MedStar duology. Those are the best ones. Let him see Tartassi's Clone Wars. Inferno is good as well, Jordan. You're correct. Inferno is good as well. Alan, you're making your sister watch Star Wars for the first time. How is she liking it? My kids have not seen the original movies yet. They're 6 now, so they could, but my buddy has a big screen, a projector screen, and if we're going to watch it, I want to watch the original trilogy at his house with my girls. I don't think my boy could sit through it the whole way, but we'll see. We'll see. In fact, now that they're 6, probably is a good time. Playing Force Unleashed 2 for the first time. Am I going to celebrate May the 4th? Probably not. Even though, Andres, I will be honest, I have some videos. If anyone didn't know, I deleted a live stream because I accidentally showed the videos. I was about to queue up I was uploading the videos for May 4th. So if you saw the stream, you know what's coming tomorrow. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun. I'll do something fun on the channel. I will be after church. I'll be going over to a friend's house and eating with him, pulled pork sandwiches, and then I'm going home because my kids got to sleep. My other girls will be in the show, Grease. And that night, I believe my nephew and his roommates are coming over for a movie. We always do movie night, and it will be the Death of a Unicorn, I think. Yeah. Did you ever watch Quantum Leap? Yes, Games Freak. And I thought about watching it again recently, but decided against it. I love Quantum Leap, the old one. I've never seen the new one. Marvel Star Wars comic. Favorite Marvel Star Wars comic character? That's a great question. Looking through all these, Danny was a good one. Juan Don Quixote, I loved him too. There's a few. Crimson Jack was fun. A lot of people liked Valor. Was that his name? No, am I getting it right? That's not it. What's the cyborg's name? A lot of people liked him. I never liked him. Good deal. You think Scran's going to show up? Should I send Scran an invite to join me? He won't come. Whoa, you like Approaching Storm? Naz, are you serious? That's interesting. I deem it one of the worst EU books in existence. I love that you love it. I think it's atrocious. Wow. Again, it's preference, right? We're talking about it. So no one's right or wrong, but that you enjoy it. Wow. That's something. Okay, you start with New Hope. Good. Then Empire, then Jedi, then Teller, and then, honey, they stopped making movies. Republic and Obsession comics are really good. Yeah, the comic books did a better job than the novels as a whole, I feel. Valance. I knew it wasn't Valor. Valance. Thank you. I knew it the moment I said it. Don Juan. Oh, Pliff is I do like Pliff. I do like Pliff. Oh, the Hoojib. I do like Pliff, though. You know who I hated? Who was the fish boy with the big bulbous eyes and the blonde hair? I can't remember his name right now, but I never liked him either. He felt like the poor man's Luke or whatever. They needed another young Luke or whatever. I'm not. If I go see, like Bruce wants me to see Thunderbolts, but I will wait. I will not see that one in theaters. We're gonna wait on that one. Do I like Lumaya? Oh yeah, no, she's good. No, you're right. As villains go, yes, she's a good one too. Yes, you're correct, Mr. Hernandez. Oh, she can watch the prequels too if she wants. I hate I Jedi, Approaching Storm, Shatterpoint, Fader Alliance. Yeah. You forgot to mention what's it called? What's the one written by Tim Levin? My brain is gone today. I can't think. I cannot think at all today. Dawn of the Jedi. Thank you. There it is. Dawn of the Jedi. Yeah. You said in the next comment. I just scrolled down. Shari loves R2. My wife loves R2 as well. She did see episode 7. She didn't see the rest of them, and she hated BB-8. She wanted more R2. Yeah, Maya's really good. Into the Void. That's what it is. Thank you. You bought, Tanner, you got Essential Atlas. I thought it was very good. It's very interesting. It's a very interesting read. Interesting stuff. I mean, not the most exciting, but it was still really good. What I expected. That's good that you found it for cheap, though. It was funny because on his age, I thought just a minute. There it is. Obviously, the storm did something. Like it was a severe thunderstorm. We had one all day on. Anyway, yeah, the Dawn of the Jedi was a wash as a whole. Naz, I didn't know your name was Matt. It's awesome. Yeah, Ruins of Dantooine, just nothing happens. Like it just wasn't. What a terrible idea to do a book after a video game. Like there's a lot of other video games that deserve novels. Ruins of Dantooine? That was the one you chose? I mean, Knights of the Republic would just it would have flown off the shelves. Any of those popular, more Old Republic novels, I'm sure would have sold well. Do you love the Commando books? It's funny. How different do you think how do I think if Clone Wars would have been if Dark Horse did it instead of Marvel? I mean, if Marvel, wait, did you say Marvel? If Marvel did the Clone Wars, well, they weren't allowed to. I know they wanted to go back in that time, but Lucas said no because he always had plans to go there. But it would have been completely different. I bet it wouldn't have been in, something like Stormtroopers eventually, like the Republic used to be looking like the Empire. I bet it'd be something that we all thought like just clones of other people, like these mindless automatons that all look the same with the shaved head and yellow eyes fighting. I bet it would. You got to think back in that time frame if Lucasfilm would have allowed it. Hey, Brennan. Just found myself not caring that much. Yeah, Dawn of the Jedi isn't that good. Whoa, you like Ruins of Dantooine? I've never heard this before. Wow, I don't think it's the worst. If that makes it's below card. Definitely be in the bottom half. It wouldn't be the worst. It may be in my bottom 20, not my bottom, like the bottom 10. It may be in my bottom 20. Of course, it may not be, but it's definitely in the bottom 30, I think. That's interesting. I wonder how many people like books that is there, because I know Maxine liked Knight Errant, which I think was the book in the comic books were terrible, but she wrote a piece about it and put it on the website back in the day, which is really good. I told you on More Civilized Age, I ran to someone who loved Crystal Star. Is there anyone who thought Planet of Twilight was excellent? I don't think I've met anyone there. Planet of Twilight is really weird. It's not the worst, but it's definitely in the bottom tier. Yeah, and Dawn of the Jedi. Are you an Into the Void fan? Yeah, Justin, it's like Kara Holt is the most boringest character ever. The idea of a Jedi sneaking behind Sith enemy lines and rescuing people and bringing them back to the Republic, that's an excellent idea. And that there's these Sith that are kind of connected by a grandmother and they're all evil siblings of each other, being their own warlords of their own planets. That's excellent too. But our main antagonist is the most boringest character in the entire book and comic book. It's just that's why it didn't work. If you replace Karen Holt, honestly, you put Zane Carrick in there from Knights of the Old Republic and Griff, who are trying to smuggle out people from the Sith worlds and bring them back to the Republic. Gold. Both characters written by John Jackson Miller, oddly enough, where Kara Holt is one of the worst characters ever created. On the other hand, Zane Carrick and Griff are excellent. They're excellent characters. Hold on. You like the comic books better, Marcel. Okay. I didn't even think the comics were that good. But I mean that's something. Well, I love the Jedi Academy trilogy, so that's me. Well, the Invasion comics being put out of their misery, Games Freak, was good because it just kept getting worse. Invasion is such an ugly smear. It's like New Jedi Order, Dark Horse came to the party 5 years late and threw up everywhere in the room and then passed out before they could finish what the point they wanted to make. It was awful and embarrassing. It's still bad today. Wait, did you like Invasion? If you did, then that counts as one of the few people who like that comic book. Again, I'm not saying anyone's wrong or right because obviously we're talking about, preferences here. So if you liked it, good on you. Again, like not many people like Kevin J. Anderson. I'm in the minority there. I accept it. And Marvel TV shows, I loved Iron Fist. I thought Iron Fist is top 10, maybe top 5 show. I loved Iron Fist. And no one loved that show but me. Yeah. The premise of Fatal Alliance was good too. I agree, Justin. And then it fell flat. Yeah, the villains in Knight Errant were good. I agree with that. Zane is way better. Kara Holt's the problem. Everyone in that Knights of the Republic, every character is so good. I was never one to say, oh, it's this person again. Same thing in Legacy, John Ostrander's Legacy. When they cut to someone else, I was just as interested as them as I were the other ones. Every character was good. Very few times do you have a comic book or even a book. Every character, you're just happy to hear them. These are not main movie characters either, and that's what makes them special. The books had the main movie characters to follow, and you were always interested in them. But the comic books kind of went out on their own a lot and picked from characters we never even knew before the comic book came out. Man, they gave us some good ones. Bomo and I've forgotten the Jedi's name now. Jas Denier, right? Janier. I can't remember. Anyway, they were good characters. And H7, the name just came to me. H7 was the floating droid. They were great. Force Unleashed is all right because remember, Sean Williams has to follow the game. Look at that. Knight Errant were knights in medieval Europe that went on adventures. Well, good. And see, that's the aggravating thing because it was written by John Jackson Miller, who wrote a fantastic Kenobi book. So he can write. And he wrote one of the best comic books. I mean, Obi Kenobi is maybe a top 20 book for me. It's probably a top 20 book. I love Kenobi. And Knights of the Republic, what did I rank it? Number 3? Number 3? Number 2? But if someone wanted to name it number 1, I wouldn't argue with you. I wouldn't say you're wrong. I love it. That legacy, and I mark him close, this close. To call the cable company. Let's see. Yeah, Invasion comics were awful. I'll be honest, it's a lot of people's number 1. Brian Borg's number 1 still. And Ryan Kendall loves it too. He's a big fan of iJedi. And I find out that people who don't, even though Brian said he liked the Jedi Academy trilogy too, but a lot of people who hated the Jedi Academy trilogy really love iJedi. I don't know if it's vice versa. A lot of people back in the old forums hated him, and some people still don't like him today. And that's the thing. I'm a fan of that. And there's other people that I'm a fan of that not many people were. I can't think of something that I love that ever. I didn't think. I hear a lot of people talk about Matthew Stover's Shadows of Minor being not that good, and I enjoyed it. And vice versa. I think Shatterpoint was terrible. I still think it was terrible, and I wanted a Mace Windu story so bad, but I thought it was terrible. So, but Shadows of Minor, I actually enjoyed. So maybe that's one that I enjoyed. I mean, obviously, I love the Jedi Prince series, and I'm being serious. I really do love that series. I haven't read Chris Claremont and John Byrne's run on Iron Fist. I really think, Justin, this is awful. I think Chris Claremont is so overrated. He's so overrated. He's not awful, but he's not the end all be all. Like I was reading some of his X-Men from back in the day, and it's just awful. It's not that good. I don't know when the last time anyone picked up a 90s X-Men comic book, but it's just not that good. And that's how Chris Claremont kind of rose to fame. And his Willow books are atrocious. The Predator Badlands trailer, it doesn't look good, but I'm still interested. Right now, they've only made one bad movie. Well, besides the Aliens Predator. The Predator was awful. Prey was good. So does that deserve for me to go back in theaters? Probably. Although I can be talked out of it. The movies I definitely am going to see coming up this month. I don't know in what order they come out, but Ballerina, because it's John Wick, Karate Kid Legends, yay. And then it's coming out back-to-back weeks. I can't remember what the other one was. Obviously, let me see. Mission Impossible. The last Mission. I always watch Mission Impossible with my brother. And then at the end of the summer, or in September, Conjuring 4 comes out. Conjuring 3 was awful. It was awful. The Nun movies were okay. So Nun 2, I think, was the last one that came out, and it was okay. So I'll go see the Conjuring 4, but if it's garbage, I think this is going to be the final one anyway. But 3 was horrendous. I would never rewatch 3. I think 3 is just, it's not even scary. And Leloria was okay. I watched all the spinoffs too of their Conjuring universe. Oh, you know what? I like the Revan book, but I never played Old Republic. There's a good one, Alan. I like the Revan book, but I never played Old Republic. And I heard a lot of people who played it didn't like Revan in the book. So, but I didn't play the game, so I enjoyed the book. But there's one that I like. Bomo Greenbark is fantastic. How far am I behind in these comments? Okay, see, I didn't play KOTOR 2, so Marcel, yeah, everyone's correct. I didn't play it, so that's why I probably enjoyed it. Dark Times weren't your favorite? I thought it was good. It's not the best. It's a good one, but it's not the best. It had some slow moments in there. Yeah, Kenobi's great. Dang, I am behind. Thoughts on Star Killer controlling a Star Destroyer? No, because Star Killer was already overpowered in the game. He had this untapped, naturally connection to the Force, so I'm fine with that. It makes for a cool scene, doesn't it? But I'm fine with him being overpowered as long as he dies. Yeah, Kenobi's a great novel. Spaghetti Western. Yeah, I love it because when I found it was a Western, when I realized it was a Western, I went, what an excellent a Star Wars Western. No one's ever done that before, and it's fantastic. I haven't met John Jackson Miller. I even read his Batman 89 novel that takes place between the first and second movie. It's good. I know he's going to write like one or two more of those, and I'll be reading them. He's a good author overall. I just think Knight Errant was his miss. Just as I was pointing here. You dislike Shazam Minor making many errors to Starfighter technology. Okay, Dagos, and you probably know more about that I didn't recognize. But overall, I still enjoyed the story. But again, you would be in the majority. I mean, a lot of people do not like, I think, Shazam Mindar. Maybe not for that reason, but for any other reasons too. They felt like Luke was out of character and stuff. They didn't like the writing, but I enjoyed it. So that'd be one, kind of unpopular novel that I like that other people didn't. I don't love it. It's not in my top 10. It's mid card, but still, that'd be something I differ from people. Kevin J. Anderson's a nice guy to talk to. I talked to him several times. Yeah. What is TJAT? Help me. I don't know that one. I'm trying to think. Oh, the kids are back. What time is it? Oh, good. Back a little early. He was losing steam by then in the 90s, maybe. But no, he was no, I disagree, Diagos Fish. I think everyone was harping on him. I worked in a comic book store, and X-Men was the hottest thing. He was the hottest thing. Everyone was loving X-Men. And I didn't read it back in the day, but went back and read some years later. He was still hot. Now, maybe he may have lost. I mean, obviously after that he did, but throughout the 90s, like that later half of the 90s was when I was working at a comic book store, and he was just bonkers everywhere. Everyone loved him. Everyone sang his praises. And when I finally sat down and started reading some of his stuff, I went, this is not that good. And I read his Willow books, and they're so terrible. So terrible. I ended up throwing them away. I hear they're worth hundreds of dollars. I had the hardbacks too. But true story, I tried to sell them to one of those buyback bookstores. They bought everything but those Willow books. They didn't want the Willow books. And I went, all right. And I just threw them in the trash. And now they're worth hundreds of dollars because everyone else threw them in the trash too. Was he gone after 91 on the book? He was. Okay. Well, okay, his late 80s then. I don't remember what books I had of him, but I had some X-Men books and I read them. They were crap. I think he's crap. John Burns is good. I don't have a favorite Claremont comic. Let's see. Okay, yeah, from 75 to 80, 91. So I probably read him in his late 80s. I know it was written by him. I just thought they were such garbage. But people kept talking about him in the 90s. Like he was the man. And he was super good. And 90s X-Men was still popular too, but he was all the talk. And again, I wasn't reading it back then. I wasn't reading it. I wasn't reading anything Marvel when I worked in a comic book store. I only read DC stuff. And at the time I was working in the comic book store, I was the baseball card, sports card guy. You know, the comic books I read too, but not just a few. I was not reading anything Marvel. I was all into the Image, the Wildstorm universe back then. And I haven't read everything Chris Claremont. I just read a few of his run. I read some of his run for X-Men a while back, and I thought this is not that good. Karate Kid Legends coming out. I haven't rewatched all the Mission Impossible. I probably will after. I think this is the last movie, so maybe I'll watch them all again, maybe for the summer. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a young kid too. I think it's about a young kid trying to prove himself on a planet. So we'll see though. Prey was really good, but I wanted them to do Predator versus people during the American Revolution or the Civil War or caveman days or fighting Egyptians or Vikings. That's what I wanted to see from here. I wanted more of the same, right? Prey. But, you know, I thought Prey was really good. Have I read Tales of the Boonty Classic? No, I haven't. We were supposed to address that during the last More Civilized Age. We're supposed to talk about fan fiction, and we didn't. So I'll save that conversation for. It'll have to be in 2 months because I think I'm bringing back another special guest for a special topic, and then we'll jump to that next one. So that's June, July's stream. Dude, and then I got one for August stream. Ooh, I've got 3. Oh, and the August stream is going to be bad. Maybe not. I don't know. I have to figure it out because I'll be at the beach during the August stream. And you think this internet's bad right now. It is incredibly bad at the beach house. The Conjuring 3 was indeed awful. Hello, Josh the Nerd. Well, I'm way behind. Is that a Sudbury Blue Dog shirt? You know it is. You know it. For what? It is one of the funniest comedies I think I've ever seen. I've laughed hard at comedies before. This is just brilliant. It's brilliant comedy. It is so good. It is so good. I bought it after I watched this last season that came out. I was like, I got to get a jersey. I love the show that much. It is so good. You don't even have to watch Letterkenny to understand it because it's a spinoff from another show. But Letterkenny is like an R-rated Napoleon Dynamite, and it's super funny too, but for different reasons. And they still have the Letterkenny ongoing gag, right, of him trash talking the kids. They have that in every season, which I enjoy. But I'm guessing if you didn't know he was from Letterkenny, you wouldn't understand why they keep having those scenes. Or maybe it fits in seamlessly. Like, oh, he's just a jerk. That's why he's doing it. But if you watch Letterkenny, you'd know, exactly why that's always in there. But you don't have to watch. But I do suggest people watch. I thought Letterkenny was funny too. But I have laughed so hard. I mean, and go back. I'm missing some of the show. I have to pause now and start laughing. That show is so good. It's so smart. And then it has like, if you've seen it, Josh the Nerd, you know what I mean? You go till you can't go no more. That episode, that's a sad episode. That's a sad episode. I can't go. And then it just goes to credits. And I was like, oh, there's some bad moments in there too. And there's some funny moments. Like, I'm not spoiling anyone for anyone who hasn't seen it, but the opening of the season, they're going everywhere with the trophy. And then throughout the entire, like, that's all it was this season, was them just celebrating. I laughed so hard. Like, they're going to like events that they shouldn't even be at, celebrating. The celebration that lasted all summer. Like, it's against like a Seinfeld show about nothing, about this hockey team. If you don't like hockey, it's fine, because it's not really about the hockey. It's just about the hockey team and the characters. And it's so good. It's such a good show. My brother's still trying to finish the last season. He hasn't seen the last season of. He's the one that got me on to Letterkenny, and he stopped watching it, and he still needs to watch the last season. And I said, dude, power through Letterkenny, the last season, because that kind of sets up Shoresy leaving. And I said, and then I will watch Shoresy with you behind a locked door where no kids or wives know what can listen. We'll have to put headphones on probably to hear it. And we're going to laugh our socks off. It's such a good show. Didn't care for the Force Unleashed comic book. Someone else told me that, and I don't. There you go, Jordan. I don't mind. Was it Force Unleashed 2? Because it goes through Boba Fett's point of view. Hayden Blackman went through Boba Fett's point of view throughout the game, which I thought was interesting. But I know that Jeremy from Stupid Chainsaw Productions hated that comic book. If John Jackson Miller comes back, you'll mention me. He won't know who I am. But he's really good. John Jackson Miller's really good. I think his only miss was Knight Errant. I truly do. I didn't think that the short stories, the Sith, what was it called? The Tribe of the Sith short stories. I didn't think they were good, but they were free. It was free little e-stories he brought out. So I can't complain about something being free and, it wasn't that good. It was free. It's fine for what it was. But it wasn't the best. But those were just like little short stories. I know they put them all in a novel together, which I was happy. I'm super happy for that. I bought it. I just don't think they're particularly great. But the worst is still Knight Errant. Kenobi is actually your favorite EU novel. I mean, I can see that. It's great. It's a great, great book. Deceived is the best Old Republic novel. I agree. Oh, Games Freak at the gym. I wish I could go to the gym. The girls are getting in way too late, and tomorrow I know it's a wash. Oh, I want to go to the gym. I'm getting off early starting next week, so maybe I can't. No, I won't. Oh, the Jedi Academy trilogy is TJAT. Sorry. Haven't heard of Evil Dead animated series. Will not be a continuation of the cliffhanger. Oh, no. Really? Hold on. How do I get this up here? Will not be a continuation of the cliffhanger. I get that's weird because you may remember this. Didn't Bruce Campbell say that if they did it again, like he's too old to do it, but that if they wanted to continue that storyline, it would be animated and he'd voice his character. That's a bad choice. You should tie it into that ending. Ash versus Evil Dead went too long as a series. It went too long and stretched out and lost a step in the last season or whatnot. It should have ended a little bit tighter, maybe only going 2 seasons. I don't know. But the ending is so good. Like I'd watch the ending again. Hold on. What is that noise? I'm hearing a noise. Hold on. I don't know. I'm hearing some noise downstairs. Anyway. Oh, Michael. You cracked me up. Hey, and that game you mentioned to me, that's a card game. You know I don't like card games, but I to be fair, I couldn't remember because I was looking up Village and I said, wait, did Michael say he liked Village? And you said Villagers. I looked at Villagers like, it's a card game. It's probably great. I just don't, it's not, I'm never excited. I would definitely play it with someone, but I would never want to play that game. I do have a very few card games in my collection. So maybe if I played it, I'd like it, but. You like Godzilla comic books? Jane, you and Bruce, my best friend, would get along well. He loves the Godzilla comic books. Yeah. So, Michael, I'm going to mention you on a podcast soon because I already recorded it. It'll be at the end of the month. You know what it's about. Is really nice. He sent me my favorite candy bar for my birthday. A box of them too. I mean, it was, and here's the thing, Michael, I don't get Christmas present. I mean, I don't get birthday presents anymore. No one gives me a birthday present. And that was really nice. I mean, like super nice. Like I was just like, I was like, wow, that was, I was very appreciative. But when you send something in the summer in Louisiana, it sits on the front porch all day and it's candy. I'm not complaining. They're all kind of flattened a little bit, but I put them in the freezer and they were fine. They're all just a little flat because they started to melt in the wrapper. But I'll be waiting. But I just thought that the thought of that, I just thought that was really, really kind. There's another friend of mine and he doesn't want to do a podcast, but we've only met once. We've talked several times and I'd always heard about him. He'd always heard about me. We have a friend in common. And when he was living here, we never met. I don't think we ever met because I'd asked him because we knew this guy at the same time, but I don't think we ever we hung out at this guy's house, and we may have been at his house at the same time, but we just never knew each other. And he came over one night because he said, I want to meet this guy that you keep talking about. Because my buddy kept talking about this other guy. And so we met each other because my friend's like, yeah, you guys like perfect. And so after the night, I had so much fun. I said, dude, I got to get your number and everything. And we text all the time and everything. And he just texted me and said, when's your birthday? I want to send you a card on your birthday because I like to send cards out to my friends. I was like, thank you. I mean, and I'm serious. I'm like texting like I text you sometimes. I'll text him stuff sometimes. But already, man, we've just hit off like this. Like I'm upset because the last 3 times he's tried to come in, there's been work, there's been sickness. I don't know what happened the third. Oh, he had to reschedule for some reason. One of his kids were doing something, so he had to reschedule, and then they got sick and couldn't come. It was WrestleMania was the next time I was supposed to see him, and before that was in March, and before that was in January, February. I mean, every month he's trying to. He doesn't live around here, and so he lives in your promised land. I think he lives in Houston. And I don't, he said he didn't know when he's coming back in, but definitely want to see him again. And I thought that was super nice when he asked that, because guess who didn't say, yeah, let me get your, I'm not going to send anyone a birthday card. Not because I'm mean, just because I know I won't have the time. I won't make the time. I'm running around with 4 kids, 6 and under. I don't have the time to mail off. Even though I did mail that off to Geeks Addict, I had to. I just had to get him an autographed copy of Crystal Star, and I paid twice as much in shipping than I did for the actual autographed novel. That's a little sad, but great. Super funny. The Max is an underrated one. I read that, and here's the thing, Justin, I hated the artwork. Isn't that weird? Because everyone loved the artwork. The story was interesting, but the artwork, and I don't know why, and I'm in the minority for this because everyone just raved about the artwork, but I didn't like it. I didn't like the artwork, so I never finished it. I don't even know if it ever ended. It may have, but that was a big comic book back in the day. Vikings versus Predator would have been great. Boy, I'm so far behind. Prey was fantastic. Let me see if I can catch up here. Kyle was right. Hashtag Kyle's right. Yeah. Yeah. Josh the Nerd. Yeah. These are like Canadian. These are shows done by Canadians. And like sometimes they speak French, but they put subtitles up. But it's just hilarious. Kip Durn is incredible. Annihilation was pretty good, Justin. I agree with you as well. Yeah, tableau building. No way. Teresa, were you able? I don't know if Teresa's still here. Teresa, were you able to find Crusade? I was not. And Plex has changed their rules, so I may not ever be able to. But I have not, and I can't find my DVDs either. We moved since then, so I'm a little upset now that I can't get it. I mean, you still get it on DVD. Yeah, Alan, Bruce is a big Godzilla fan. I'll be honest, Godzilla, Zero? What was it called? Zero? -1? Excellent. Yeah, probably the best Godzilla movie I've ever seen. I was floored by how good. I heard it was good. I was like, it's probably better than King of the Monsters. It's great. Have you seen Monarch? Is that any good? I meant to ask Bruce, but I just don't want to watch it. Qui-Gon Obi-Wan. You like the Qui-Gon Obi-Wan comic book? Interesting. After reading the prequel books from the have they helped you appreciate? Look, I think I said this last night on More Civilized Age. The prequels are fine. They're not my favorite. I think the novels are really good. Well, I mean, with the exception of Terry Brooks, I think he kind of melded in. He didn't really add as much. R.A. Salvatore did a lot more with Anakin and Padme, which I appreciated. And then, of course, it goes without saying that Matthew Stover at episode 3, people say episode 3 is their favorite EU novel. And rereading it, I agree. It's a great one. It's a great novelization. It's better than the movie. And the movie's fine. Oh, Bernardo. Ready for this Battle Monsters game. I need to talk to you, Bernardo. So I have to find some time to talk to you. So Quebec. Let's see. You haven't had a chance to find it, you'll do it, sir. No problem, no problem. And then also, Teresa, if you also want to go over Lost Tales, I think that's the last DVD they came out with, live action DVD. It's like 3 short stories. I think you and I are gonna like the first short story. I really liked it. I think you'd like it too. I think the other ones are okay, but I'd like to talk about that one. And maybe we talk about that one on a separate one. You're going to have to lead the conversation on Crusade because it's been a while and I haven't seen it. But I'd love to do one on Crusade and maybe even Lost Tales together. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Oh, I'm excited about that. Teresa's the reason I won't review Lord of the Rings because I could never do half a good job that she and I cannot remember the other girl's name right now. And Steve, y'all really did. I know I always say that, but I really thought it was just a wonderful, wonderful in-depth chapter by chapter review of it, and I absolutely loved it. Yeah, -1, Godzilla -1 is excellent. Godzilla versus Earth's Greatest Warrior. I don't know. I'll ask him, Alan. I'll see him tomorrow if he's not working. Yeah, Godzilla -1. And here's the thing. I had Battle Monsters is Godzilla board game. Okay, got it. Kickstarter. Oh, look at you advertising it. But yeah, Godzilla -1. I heard so many good things. And I was like, okay, it's probably good, but not like what they're talking about. And I watched it and went, dang, because it was just really, it surprised me. It was so good. Yeah, Salvatore did great work with Anakin and Padme. Yeah, yes. And that's the reason why that book is better than episode 2, I think. I mean, he really, and then when Anakin talks to Padme's father and they kind of get an understanding, I love that too. There's a lot more that some of it's deleted scenes he was writing about, but he filled in the blanks a lot and made it more believable that Padme, because you're thinking, is Padme not just seeing the signs here? This kid is messed up. But when you read the novel, it really adds up. Yeah. Oh, because the images is great. When he freezes and that shot of him all powered up with his eyes crackling, everything, incredible. Like Jaws with Godzilla. I mean, honestly, and when he tears apart the town, it's like something we've never seen before. Do you know, Justin, you're going to laugh. Everyone's going to laugh probably. Do you know what my favorite Godzilla movie was before this? No joke. The 1998 version with Matthew Broderick. I love that movie. Godzilla fans hate that movie. I think it's fantastic. And I think nothing has beat it until -1. And I went back and I watched 98 and I still love 98. In fact, Paperback Movies, they did, we did a review on the book and you should see the opening. I didn't know we were recording. So I was making a big joke and Matthew decided to be he's excellent at editing and he did a great job with the editing. I was so disappointed with the novelization. I'll just put it that way. Yeah, Vector Prime was a really great way to introduce everyone. Hello, Son of Luke. Son of Luke, are you ready to tell me I was wrong? Legends Expo added more guests. I still don't think it's happening, but the odds in Vegas are in your favor. Remember, I've always said it's not happening. I believe you said you were going. So please feel free to be the first to tell me I was wrong. I'll get on and do a stream where everyone can tell me I was wrong. I still don't feel I'm wrong. I'm not rooting against it either. I am not rooting against Legends Expo. Like they had a funny meme come out. I played it on More Civilized Age. I thought it was funny. I've invited Legends Expo to come on the show, but they don't respond back. So I just don't feel it's happening. But if it does, we'll do a Matt was wrong. I'm happy to do that. And I know Dylan's planning on going. Jeremy from Super Chancellor Productions planning on going. So there's a lot of people planning on going to it. So I hope it makes. Just don't feel it will. Baby Godzilla. Oh, get out of here. Bernard, you're just trolling now. You just finished. We were just talking about Planet of Twilight. You didn't think it was so bad. I thought it was like, I remember Meg calling it a fever dream. And I remember I spoke to her right after. I said, you were so right. By the way, Meg Trooper stayed up for another hour and a half talking to us. And it was like super late on her time. And I felt awful because I didn't realize she was an hour ahead of me. But we talked and had a great, we have a, after More Civilized Age, we sit there and like to all of us talk for at least an hour. Geek Sack and I talked for 2.5 probably. But Ryan left after an hour. Then 30 minutes later, Meg left. And then another 30 minutes later, or no, an hour, probably another hour later, me and Geek Sack left. We were just having so much fun. I was tired too, but just having a great time. Yeah, there's a lot of things, Josh. I agree with you about episode 2. And it's landing on George's shoulders. Wow, you did. See, I liked Children of the Jedi, and I thought Planet Twilight was just The anime trilogy is the worst. From Godzilla. Now all those Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla, Godzilla versus Kong. I still love all those old school Godzilla where they're in the costumes fighting. I don't know why. I just love those. I absolutely, they're just classics. But when I saw the 1998 Godzilla, I went, he has peaked. This is the best movie they'll ever be. They've made several other movies. I've never been impressed with the new Kong X Godzilla or Godzilla King of the Monsters or this new monster universe. I've not been impressed with it. But Godzilla -1 was unbelievable. Yes, Art Salvatore did great with Vector Prime. Is there another Legends event going on soon? Well, I mean, Legends Expo is supposedly going to happen. I don't think it will, but it's supposedly going to happen. And if anyone didn't hear already, Ryan, Brian, and I, and Geeks Attic, and Adam from Red 5 Reviews, and I don't know who else. So if it turns out to be just 10 of us, I'm happy. The lower the better. Just so we can group up and have fun. I think Marcel may be coming. I don't know. So what's that? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 6. Meg may come. I don't know. It's a real big maybe because she's been heavily involved in her local theater lately, so she may not come. But I know there's going to be that's 5, 6, 7. Lance is going to come. 7 so far. So, but we're going to be in Dallas the 3rd weekend in September. Brian, we're going to go with Twin Sons. Oh, you know what? Well, no, she'll probably, I don't know if, Amelia will be joining us or not, but she may for a little bit. But we're going to do the donation drive for Twin Sons. They were going to do originally at Legends Con. We're going to do a half price books day, which Geeks Addict came up with that idea, and I think it's great. And then something not on the books, but seems like all of us are going right now. The people that I know are going to the ball game with me and Ryan. Ryan and I, the first thing we did was look. It was so funny because the Rangers are playing, and I want to go see a ball game when I'm there. And I swear to you, after More Civilized Age, when I made the announcement, Ryan goes, "What weekend's that?" He goes, "The Rangers are playing." I said, "The Marlins." And he looked at me and went, "Yeah, did you?" I said, "That's so funny. That's the first because that's the first thing I looked up when we decided the date. Who are they playing?" So Ryan and I are going to a ball game. Maybe before the festivities kick off, or maybe one of those nights when everyone else goes out to eat and has fun. We'll be sitting at the ballpark. I expect everyone to go to the ballpark. I know Geek Addict and I think Adam are going to come, and I think Brian's going to come too. So there'll be at least 5 of us at the ballpark. And I mean, we can split it. It's going to be like a cruise ship. We're going to meet up a little bit here and there, and then kind of do our own thing. Maybe I want to make the donation drive a big thing for the day, and the us touring bookstores. Half Price Books is a really good bookstore. You can find some good. You're trying to build out your Legends collection or just want to look around and see. And, we'd probably eat at a few places too. I know my friend Heather loves Half Price Books. So when I was talking to her, she's trying to find me some places we can all kind of meet up, some fun things to do. And when I thought about half our book, he went, I may have to go with you. I was like, sure, sure. So we'll dress her up like Mara J. She's a redhead. But either way, though, it's going to be fun. It's going to be a small. I think it's going to be a small gathering. It's going to be a small gathering. The larger the group, you know, it's harder to do stuff together, eat all together. But right now, it looks like it's. But if more people come, I'm totally fine with that. You know. So originally, I think I said like it could be 10 to 20 people, but you know, for those people who got tickets to Legends Con, bought plane tickets, and now just have vouchers, but they don't fly anywhere, we thought we'd do this for them. We're not associated with Legends Con, obviously. Oh yeah, that was a pretty bad. Yeah. But back in the day, it came out on TBS like all the time. You're worried? You don't think it's happening. I think you would have more me and I've announced a lot of guests. Like I looked it up recently and I was like, oh dang, well maybe they are having this thing. Here, let's pull it up. On a more civilized age, Justin? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, we'll do that. You're gonna have to give me some time because I've got guests seriously lined up all summer long right now, and we're trying to work around someone's schedule. I won't say who. It's another big channel who's been on here before, but we're trying to work with some big channels, and they just don't have the time. It's Star Wars Theory, Justin. I'm kidding. I'm telling. He wanted to come on, but I don't think that's his cup of tea. No, I do not. Thank you for that question. No, no, because I think if someone started with Dawn of the Jedi, they'd quit. I think that's a terrible thing to do. If you know you love Star Wars, no, I wouldn't start anyone chronologically. You know, I did it just to see. That was my part of my reread, and it's fun when you do it that way. But I knew where the bad ones were, and if you start with Dawn of the Jedi, I mean, in those comic books, they're not good. And you're thinking, is this what the EU is about? So I would not start someone off that way. Right. Yeah. No one really liked Planet of Twilight. Would I be able to read Darksaber after? Yeah. And skip the rest? Oh, I like Children of the Jedi. I don't know. I'm not for skipping anything, but people will tell you that. I think you need to read Children of the Jedi to understand Callista, and then just assume they broke up in Planet of Twilight. That's fine. But I prefer everyone read things and not skip. But again, Fizzy, that's just me. Yeah, the new Godzilla universe is boring. Legends Expo might not. All right, hold on. Let's look at Legends Expo real quick. I know we got a lot of stuff. This is going long. Doing some long streams. What is that? Oh, here we go. Here we go. Buy tickets, book a hotel. Here's the guest. Why do you say this isn't happening? James Luceno is a pretty big author. It's a pretty big one to get. Barbara Hamley. I'm so sad I didn't get to meet her. She seems like such a nice lady. And I love Callista. And look, they put the worst book, Planet of Twilight, next to her. Should put Children of the Jedi. I don't know this person. Oh. Gotcha. Legacy 2. Stephen Barnes. I remember they tried to get him last year, but I think he was sick or something and couldn't make it. So there you go, Stephen Barnes. Abel G. Pena. See, this is way more than I remember. Sean Stewart was on there, and Barbara Hamley were the only two. But I hear great things about Sean Stewart. Karina Becco, I mean, I've heard great things about her too. She'd be fun to meet. Huh. Interesting. Wizard of the Coast, Star Wars Adventure Journal. Yeah, I'd like to meet him. Craig Miller. Okay, interesting. Look at that. I mean, they have a bunch of people, so. And I noticed something on Meet the Team after my dissecting their channel. I see that they went with pictures now. A lot of them didn't have pictures of themselves. So there they go. That's a really cool picture, by the way. The books. That's, I'll be honest, that's nice. See, I thought this was a boy. I don't know who this person was. I thought it was a kid. I had no idea it was a woman. Oh, Seb doesn't have one. But that's okay. Most of them do now. So yeah, I don't know. I maybe. Yeah. And didn't they do like all the Godzillas meet up, and that Godzilla was in it, if I recall, and they killed that American Godzilla because they hated it so much. Oh no, anyone's welcome to come. Yeah. I thought I made that clear. Now after the stream last night, Ryan said we didn't talk about the Legends Con meetup. I went, you think we need to every month? He went, well, yeah. And he made a point because, there's only a few months between now and September. I was like, yeah, you're right. So we'll be talking about any updates we have or just reminders. But yeah, anyone is welcome to come. Anyone's welcome to come. Right now on place, it's the third weekend in September. Alexa, what are the dates for the third weekend in September?
From ricksteves.com. It looks like the third Saturday and Sunday in September 2023 will be the 16th and 17th.
So is that right? The 16th or 17th? That doesn't seem right. Hold on. Maybe so. That is not right. The 16th and 17th, that's Tuesday, Wednesday. It's the 19th and 20th, at least according to this calendar. The 19th and 20th, the third weekend in September. That's when we're going. I think I forgot to talk to Heather. So I'll have I think we're going to be in Garfield, Texas. I will find a hotel. I'll have that by next More Civilized Age. So I should have, now I'm kicking myself. I probably should have had all that information. But I think we're going to meet in Garfield because it's kind of out of the way without as much traffic, but still tons of stuff to do. And that's what I kind of like. And it's cheaper. Hotels are cheaper there, according to my friend in Plano. So I wanted to make it very cost efficient so we can find a decent hotel. I don't want to be living in a rat infested motel. So we're going to find a decent hotel. Nothing too expensive, and have a fun time. But yeah, I will definitely fill everyone in on the next Civilized Age with more information on that. But yeah, no, anyone's invited. Anyone's invited to come. Yeah, anyone. So there. So yeah, that and it was on a More Civilized Age. We announced it, and I guess I need to put something on my own channel, Zach. So you're reminding me all this, so I'll do it. Yeah, there's not going to be any speakers. We may sit around. I told Brian this. I said it may be one, and Ryan too. I said we may just sit around, discuss the EU, here. And obviously we're going to do that over dinner and lunch and stuff and just have a fun time. But as for events, I told Brian I really wanted us to do the Twin Sons donation drive together. I think that'd be a lot of fun because those things are great. Watching the kids' face is excellent. And then the other thing was Geeks Hack said, hey, we should all do a half price books day because that's what he does when he goes into Dallas. I went, that's a great idea. And he's driving and I'm driving. So there's 2 cars. That's why I'm hoping it's a small group. But if I think Brian may be renting a car. So he may have I don't know if he will. I don't know. Either way, we'll figure it out. I got to rent a bus or something. That wouldn't be as fun, but we'll figure something out to kind of haul people around. That's the only thing, though. If we do stuff like that, we'll need cars. But then, of course, Ryan and I we're going. We've already decided we're going to a Rangers game, but that's not really official. Yeah, it's not a Star Wars thing. Watch it be Star Wars Day on that at the park because they have Star Wars days. But watch it be Star Wars. Usually those are in May, but this weekend they're doing Star Wars Day at the ballparks. But we're going to a game. I know that. But yeah, anyone's invited. I'll do better about getting the information out. In fact, I agree. Ryan said the same thing. I should have had more information. I didn't call my friend. She was supposed to give me some more areas to look at. But I'm just going to pick a decent hotel, decently priced hotel, good, nice enough. I'm not going to pick some super, make you spend hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars on a hotel. We'll get a nice hotel. And I wanted a vicinity everywhere. I wanted to go to Dallas this month, but that's not going to happen, I don't think. And if I did, I was going to go by Garfield and just kind of check it out because all those towns it looked like Dallas, all the small towns combined together. Toho also bought the 98 movie design for the Godzilla Final Wars movie. That's what it was, Alan. That's what it was, and killed it off. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that one. I love that one too. The Final Wars is really good. I haven't been to the new stadium either, Justin. You just think about going. It's going to be fun. Baseball games live are always fun. Half price books is fantastic. That's why I told Geeks had a great idea. Yeah, Justin, absolutely. And if not, I need to have you on a stream period sometime. Justin always fought Star Wars Theory. He didn't want anything to do with me. He fears Justin. Star Wars Marvel purist. What's the deal with Star? I don't know. I keep calling him out and he doesn't show. He doesn't consider me any importance, unlike this guy. Yeah, I try not to skip stuff either. You may go to Legends Expo. Okay. Sean Stewart, Barbara Hamley's great. No Kevin J. Anderson. Yeah, I'm not going to go. I have no desire to go. But if it makes good for fans. Yeah. Okay, he's going to go back to the Callisto trilogy. Good. Godzilla's Final Wars. Yeah, he died like a chump. Yeah, I remember that. Josh the nerd. Well, I think they're all local in the area. I think those are just all local people in the area, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, I will. Garfield? Oh, it's not Garfield then. Hold on. It's out near Plano. Hold on. Hold on then. It's not Garfield then. I'm saying it wrong. It is. The town is called. Hold on, I'll find it. Richardson. Sorry, Richardson. See, I can't remember. Richardson, Texas. Doggone it. Thank you, Justin. Richardson. I don't know where I got Garfield. Richardson, Texas. Yeah, Twin Sons drives are off. I've done a few, but doing one with Brian and everyone is going to be great. Sorry. Grapevine's fun too. I'm sorry. I was Samsonite. I was so off. It's Richardson. I don't know where I got Garfield. I'm so sorry. No, that's good. Garland. I'm sorry. I was way off. Hey, Vex. Bread circus videos. I've never even heard of Bread Circus. Hold on. Let's look and see. I've never heard of Bread Circus. Okay. I will check him out. Big channel. Richardson's close to you? Okay. So Justin will be there too. Star Wars Marvel Purists will be there. We'll all go to a Rangers game. I want to go to the all-you-can-eat seats, but I'm going to let Ryan decide since he's probably coming the farthest and wants to see a game. I'll decide where he wants to sit, but I just remember the all-you-can-eat seats. I felt like I got my money's worth. But if it's like the old ballpark, there's just not a bad seat. Yeah, it's Richardson. But Richardson is next to Garland. I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. But Richardson is supposedly, now Justin, you can correct me, but my buddy in Plano said it's really nice. It's low price, kind of out of the way. It's, that's a good spot, is what he was telling me. I know Plano and I know Frisco. I have friends in both of those. But he was telling me Richardson's kind of, not as much traffic, still lots to do. He thought it'd be a good pick. So I think we're going there. That is a good sign. Do you think the people at Garfield hate monies? That is hilarious. All right. So right there, I think I'm going to stop it. I will do better. Trying to get that information out, but I think it will be Richardson. Richardson's cool. Okay, good. Because my buddy in Plano told me that he thought that was it's a decent, decently priced hotels and stuff. They're nice and, place things to do, but not as much. Yeah, it's kind of a little ways, no traffic. I said, I don't want to be stuck in traffic. I don't want to be anywhere near downtown Dallas. Arlington was fine where they were originally going to hold it. And I mean, that's right next to Ranger Stadium. But I also know that hotels will be a little bit probably higher there. So I will do better. And it was my fault. I was supposed to call back my friend Heather from Frisco and get some ideas because her husband does a lot of meetups around there. So and I wanted to be far away from Dallas as I could. Oh, but in the vicinity, whatnot of the hotel. So I was trying to find the best of both worlds. I think that's where we're meeting. And Zach, thanks for sticking it to me because that is what Ryan said. He's like, we didn't talk about it. I was like, oh, well, you're right. We're only doing this once a month. And I'll try to put some more information on my channel just as a regular post when I get it. I won't even wait for the next one. I should go ahead. I'll talk to Brian. I'll even get the hotel. Here's my promise. By the end of this month, I'll get the hotel with Brian. I'll get a rough schedule. Like if we're doing the donation that Saturday, if it's in the morning, then we may do half price weeks that afternoon. And then that evening, depending on when Ryan gets in, I won't plan the baseball game yet, but I'll definitely plan the half price books and when the donation drive is going to be, and maybe a few other things. And maybe Well, I mean, Jess, if you're not too far away, I may just talk to you about what's there. Is there just like some nice places to eat? Not super expensive, but some. I don't want to make this trip, blow up people's budget just to hang out. But I do want to. For me, I'd like to go to. I like going to restaurants I don't have. But either way, though, I may lean on you too. Then, since you're in the area, just to see if there's because Heather's husband's name is Kirk, and he goes to a lot of NES group, and they just meet in public in different places, and they're around Frisco, but she said around everywhere. So he could probably pick out some spots for me. But if you can think of anything, just shoot it to me if you have any ideas. And hotel prices too. I mean, surely there's a night. I love Holiday Inn, man. I just dig the Holiday Inn. So I'm thinking there's a Holiday Inn out there that I've always loved. I don't know why. I think Holiday Inn smells so nice. But if you do want to do a little recon for me, then that would be great. I want to get down there into the month, but that is looking not good. Yeah, they got free breakfast there. Holiday Inns are really nice. But it just smells so good. It has that smell. I don't know. When I used to travel out with my company, Holiday Inn isn't one of our, customers. So they don't like me staying at a Holiday Inn. They want me staying at a Marriott. And I don't like Marriott for whatever reason. I just never did. They're super expensive and they're not as nice as a Holiday Inn, in my opinion. And I had to fill out a special form explaining why I was at the Holiday Inn. I always made something up, but then they just stopped. You couldn't fill out the form anymore. You had to go to the Marriott. And I'd sit there at the Marriott looking at the Holiday Inn going, yeah, so we'll probably do that. I'm thinking do the free breakfast there, then plan either that in the morning. I'd like to do, again, I have to get with Brian, but I will do this by the end of the month. I'll get with Brian on what morning he wants to do the charity drive. And then maybe we do that morning. And then that afternoon, we do the half price books search, go somewhere nice to eat. Then on Saturday, maybe we think of something else fun to do. Justin, you may know things around there that we could do. Something, we could just, I don't know what, but we could do something fun. See, the reason why we were originally going to plan it the week after or the first weekend in October, but that's when the Texas State Fair comes. And holy crow, I don't want to be no offense, Texas people, but I don't want to be anywhere near Dallas when the Texas State Fair is world renowned. And there's going to be all sorts of bozos coming in for that. Bozos, I say nicely, but just going to be a lot of people coming in. And I'd rather and in my opinion, that makes that third weekend in September that much more special because no one's coming in then. They're going to wait until the Texas State Fair is there, and then that's when they're going to go. So I think, in my opinion, I think that's the perfect weekend to go, the perfect calm before the storm. So drop this. That's what I get for fiddling. So I think that's the perfect time to do it too. I'm now more invested in it, and it may be a little cooler, but folks, this is Texas. So I know Louisiana isn't cool in September. It gets cool the end of October. In fact, October 31st, I'm not making it. October 31st is sometimes, not every time, but sometimes that's our first cool weather day. Not cold, cool weather. Sometimes. When I'm dragging the kids around, like jacket weather, it comes is October 31st. Doesn't come on October 31st because we're hiking through heat and humidity at the end of October. It was it was in the 70s for a few weeks in January and February. Love. I don't know. I'll ask. I have that's in Frisco, so there's a lot of things you could do. I would like to go to places like that. So that's a good suggestion. Babes is a good suggestion. I'll talk to Heather about that. But yeah, okay, all right. That's it, folks. Hey, thanks a lot for hanging out with me today. Appreciate it. So, see ya. Have a happy May the 4th.